Chase McGrath for the win for the Volunteers. From 40. On the way, knuckleball. He got it!
How's it going, everybody? I am Colin Bashnagel, your host here, Bash's CFB show, or Bash's college football show. Either really works for you. With that being said, we have college football among the horizon right here, or within sight. Yeah, as I am speaking, we are 48 hours away from college football games being final. And it still baffles my mind that it's finally here. And I love the fact that it's finally here. There's only two better feelings. It's late November and then up and through bowl season, which of course is going to be different going forward. But I digress with that. So we have that. And then we also have the beginning of the season. And that rush, that adrenaline is there. Now, again, the marquee matchups in week 0 aren't there. Marquee matchup even in week 1 aren't exactly there. But it's still college football to talk about. And I am going to add a little bit of something. So for the record here, by the way, I honestly do not have the AP poll remembered. So the rankings that you are going to see, and I don't want to have the AP poll remembered, by the way. This is how it's going to be until the college football playoff poll. The rankings that you see down below are my own rankings. If you want to see the rankings, I'm going to post a video here right after this video gets made, a shortened version of the video that I made, just the top 25 portion, and then I'll do the season predictions in a separate video just to kind of, throw those out there. But with that being said, make sure you guys check out the TikTok that was just on your screen, Bash's CFB show. Had a popular video lately. We could talk about that, or we could just talk about some college football. So shall we get into week 0 preview and picks? Let's do it. The week 0 games are among us. And today we will be talking about Notre Dame at home-ish, kind of. I don't even know what to call it. It's in Ireland. It's a neutral site. But the only reason I make that joke, and I think this might have went over your head, is because, of course, they're the Notre Dame Fighting Irish playing in the country of Ireland. That's interesting. With that being said, though, you're talking about a team in Notre Dame that's going to have a lot to prove. New offensive coordinator promoted from within here. Sam Hartman comes over. The question is, of course, going to be about that wide receiver room. Specifically, I'm looking for a guy like Deion Colzie to really pop in this game. But I do think that they're going to be able to punish them on the ground, them being Navy. Now, Navy, losing Ken Niumatalolo, big, right? They lose their head coach, longtime guy, culture guy now who they replaced him with. Of course, a very good option to have for the Navy midshipmen. Overall, when you look at this game, do you give Navy really a chance to win? I don't think too many people are going to be doing that, and I think, that's probably the right way to look at this. However, when you're taking a look at the spread, it's 20.5, and how you get that is, well, you're going to have Notre Dame, a team that kind of struggled at times on offense last year, having to struggle again, and the Navy being able to play possession, because at the end of the day, Navy still has that triple option attack. But with the rule changes, and this is a very short preview, this is going to be a very short video because of just the big-time matchups in week 0. But because of the fact that Notre Dame has a great rushing attack, the rule changes with the triple option, the fact that these teams, the specifically service academy teams, have to evolve and change a little bit to where you're talking about Jeff Monken having to go and run kind of more of a shotgun situation at Army. So we've talked about that in the offseason. I don't know if we necessarily talked about it here on Bash's CFB show, but the rule change is, I think, going to affect this game tremendously. Now, I would never put the disrespect of picking against I would never be telling you to spend your money picking against an academy. I'm never going to do that for sure, put money against the academies. And it's not because of the football stuff. It's just a principle of mine. I don't really care to bet against them. Every time I think about it, like, oh, I want to bet against Army. Don't bet against Army, right? It's just a principle thing. I'm going to take Notre Dame, though, to cover the 20.5. I think it's not nearly enough points. I think Notre Dame is going to run away with this, and I think their offense is going to show a little bit of kind of where they left off last year, if that makes sense. So let's go Notre Dame minus the 20.5. All right, San Jose State at number 5, USC. And again, number 5 in my poll, they are 30.5-point dogs. San Jose State, I think, is going to be able to put up points. Chevan Cordeiro has been a pretty solid quarterback the last couple of years, and they return a lot on the San Jose State team. This defense for San Jose State will not be able to compete whatsoever against this high-powered USC offense. It'll be exciting to see Caleb Williams here, but at the end of the day, I have the USC Trojans easily taking this, and I'm going to give them the slight cover at 30.5. And pardon me, dogs just deciding to act like a fool over here. He of course, wants to play the second that I go live. That's how it is. Here's the ball. All right, so let's just get straight into this. This is going to be the new segment. We're going to call that Walk That Line. And you can see the couple of players playing in this week that I'm going to talk about. And basically what Walk the Line is going to be is just going to be my picks against the spread or whatever Vegas has as far as the numbers go in favor of one team or another. I'm going to pick my favorite plays of the week. If you are into betting, if you're not into betting, but you're into the plays, and you're just into finding like the best type of stuff, I'm going to be keeping track of my record. I'm going to be writing down in a trusty notebook, as you can see here, or I might put it in a spreadsheet. I don't know. It might be easier, but yet old-fashioned to write it down. I'm going to be keeping track of my record with these picks, and it's when I make the video, that's when it's going to go through. So make sure you try to jump on these. If you are a bettor, jump on them as fast as possible. So here are my plays, okay? I'll explain them. -1.5 on the road at Jacksonville State. This has gone up and down. I wish I would have got it earlier today. I did not. I thought about waiting on this, but UTEP -1.5. Earlier today, they were +1.5 at Jacksonville State. This line keeps crossing 0 back and forth. Clearly, the public is very mixed about this game, but I am not mixed. I think UTEP is a really, really good team. This is going to be a tough game to start off with. I think Jacksonville State is going to come out firing, though, and this is where the wild card ends up hitting for me. I think the fact that this is their first home game in the FBS, a conference game, Conference USA, I think that the students will be there and fired up, but it's not going to be a super intimidating environment. UTEP, they play great defense. They run the ball, and they have an experienced, good hand with Garrett Hardison at quarterback, and I trust their coach, Dana DeMel. Now, Rich Rod's program has been decent, but I think UTEP wins this one by at least a few points. I think this game could definitely be close. It's going to be a classic. I keep telling people, all around, all walks of life, in my life, I'm like, hey, if there's a game, if you're bored on Saturday, 5:30, you're going to have UTEP going on the road to Jacksonville State. And I know you might not know anything about these teams, but this might be a great game. And for all you know, this is going to be the game of the week here in week 0. Vanderbilt, -17.5. at 105 odds, of course, -105 odds versus Hawaii. I think Hawaii is improved, but I don't trust their defense. And I also think Vanderbilt's a pretty good team. And this was a bludgeoning last year that Vanderbilt handed Hawaii in the islands. I think that Vanderbilt is going to be able to take this one at home this year in a stadium under construction. So I really like Vanderbilt. I think 17.5 is not enough, to the point where I'm kind of like, am I on the wrong side of this simply because Vegas knows something I do not? I'm going to, for now, be like, hey, I don't think Hawaii holds Vanderbilt under 40, and I don't think Hawaii is going to score any more than about 20, 21 points. So I'm going to go with Vanderbilt -17.5. All right, we get out of the straight-out spreads. I don't have any over-unders for game totals. We'll talk about that USC thing that you see on your screen in a second. But real quick, I'm only going to include these parlays for like 2 or 3 legs. I am not a huge parlay person, but stuff like this is something that you will see scattered in there on occasion. And because there's only 7 games, I really like this idea. You get that UTEP money line, which is, not in favor of you right now as far as that, odds go. But hey, if you're seeing this on Friday, for all I know, that crosses zero yet again, and Jacksonville State is the favorite, and these odds are even better. I got it at plus 154 with the parlay of UTEP and New Mexico State money line. New Mexico State playing against UMass, Don Brown's team, I think is tremendously improved. But this New Mexico State team, they did a very good job in the portal. They return a good bit off of a team that was pretty solid last year. And in the Conference USA this year, I think they're taking steps in the right direction to become a little bit better of a program long term. And at the end of the day, I think they're returning to what they had under, of course, now they're under, I believe, Jerry Kill, if I'm not mistaken. But what they had back in 2019, that's kind of where they're going with this. So I really like New Mexico State to at least pull out a victory. They are favored, I think, by 7 points. I don't necessarily want to take that as a touchdown because there is a chance UMass keeps it close because I think UMass is improved. But New Mexico State, UTEP, they both win their football games. And finally, I feel like this is a little bit of a steal. USC over 48.5. I don't see a way where San Jose State, especially if they're having success in scoring, I don't see a way that San Jose State holds USC under 50. This is going to be an offense that wants to be electric to start off with. They want to get in a rhythm, and they're going to want to run the ball with a lot of success. Expect a lot of big plays. I think USC could have 30-plus by halftime, and I think that coming out in the second half, their backups are going to get it. I think that like 59-21 or something like that would be a good score for this game, which would indeed favor USC as far as that spread goes, but 30.5 is too many points in most games, especially with a decent Mountain West team. But 48.5 points for USC alone, San Jose State's going to win this game. It's going to be like, they're not going to win this game. Okay, I'm not even going to say that. So there you have it. UTEP minus 1.5, Vanderbilt minus 17.5, the UTEP and New Mexico State money line parlay, and USC over 48.5 points as a team total at minus 104. That is the Walk the Line, that line segment. Walk that line with me this week for these bets. All right. I just want to say, make sure you guys comment down below what you like for week 0. Just a little bit of an update that I'm going to have here. The plan right now, and I'm going to have a hectic beginning of the week for personal reasons next week. Not bad. Good personal reasons. But I do plan on reacting to week 0 either late Saturday night or sometime Sunday. That reaction is going to be just as short, if not shorter than this, right? This update portion is probably going to make this a little bit longer than that video because I'm not going to give you this second update. So then we're going to talk about that on that Monday or Tuesday. I'll be back here talking about Thursday and Friday, the weeknights of week 1, because I want to save Saturday, Sunday, Monday for later in the week. So probably on Thursday night before kickoff of those opening games in week 1, I'll probably talk about Saturday, Sunday, Monday and post that video right around or before kickoff of those games. I'm hoping to do it at least an hour before kickoff, so that way people have time to come in here. But overall, I'm really excited for week 1. We're going to do 2 separate preview videos. We're going to do 2 separate reaction videos because if I don't, find it warranted to do Thursday, basically I'm going to do some instant game reactions. I'll be working on thumbnails and stuff like that during like commercial breaks and stuff. If a game is like really close in the 3rd and 4th quarter, or if there's just a marquee game on, that's going to be the plan. So make sure you guys just stick around for this because I feel like my coverage is going to take a massive level up to a degree that I didn't even imagine was possible for me with my schedule, but I think I'm managing it well. I think I'm making it work, and I think I'm doing a pretty good job. So if I am doing a good job, please let me know when you comment down below, and let me know with, hitting that thumbs up and subscribing. Maybe try to get me to 100, which is a major milestone for me because of the fact that I have actually grown and been a lot better when it comes to the content recently and just being able to get a lot of traction. So I appreciate everybody who has come out and supported what I do on this channel. And I'm hoping that support continues to grow. If not, I'm very happy with where we are at. But overall, again, I would really appreciate it if you guys give me some tips down below on how I can get better, and also give me some sort of just encouragement if you can, and specifically just like kind of comment below your thoughts and try to interact with what I have. I'll be on TikTok. You see it right there, Basher CFB Show. Thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Make sure you guys have a safe and great rest of your week. I'll see you guys on Saturday.